Okay, hello, welcome back. We've got a league match. This is my first match of League 77. By the skin of my teeth, I survived to play in B again. I just had the tiebreaker over Russ, Bobby, I can't remember. I get confused about the first names. Somebody, Russ 2, Bobby DJ, one of those first name people. I think it must have been Russ. Anyway, we tied in points, but I had the tiebreaker, so I survived. I have 15-15, so it would have been a bummer to demote, but so it was a bummer for them. This kingdom doesn't have a lot of plus action. I guess you do captain acting troop, so that's pretty good plus action. Capitalism doesn't probably matter. Otherwise, stables is super important. You can't use captain. You can use captain for draw. Okay, never mind. So anyways, captain stables is our draw here. This is going to be an investment, I suppose. Hopefully we didn't bottom deck the silver so that we get at least 5. Obviously, we'd love to hit 6. It's okay to buy more silvers here. It's not that big of a deal. Don't know whether you go captain or artisan first. There's something to be said for captain, I think, as far as tempo of playing your trashers. Though obviously there's also a big upside to capitalism. Seems, unless I'm missing something, it just lets you do stables on like artificer and moneylender, which is fine, but doesn't seem particularly good to me. I guess they're trying to avoid collision here between the moneylender and the dismantle, but I don't quite see it myself. I mean, obviously, maybe they knew. I guess they knew it was 5, so they knew collision was very likely. I mean, I can buy it. I can for sure buy it as a thing. Or I can buy it as an idea anyway. I don't know if it makes a huge difference, but okay, so this doesn't give us all that great of options. Let's just put the dismantle down here. I mean, this is obviously still very good. There's a pretty big tempo difference right now. You just keep doing this or hiding this dismantle, which is fine. Okay, let's get an artisan. We would like to try and find the stables, or at least the artisan. Can we get to both? I mean, what would we rather play? We might rather play the dismantle this turn. I don't know if we really care about keeping up with the copper trashing. I mean, we can still do it whatever ways. Not. Do we want to gain and play? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was not going to be particularly close. Okay, mirror. What does this stuff do? I don't know. I can't read it in this way. There it is. Guess you're gonna build the university stuff because there's no. That could be good. That could be very good. So you don't have to buy a university, or you don't have to. I guess it wouldn't let you use mirror. if you don't get the potion, you can't use mirror, but I don't know how many of those there'll even be left, to be honest. I'm not super sure about the forager, but it's reasonable anyway. It's not unreasonable. So I think you skip the potion and just get the university. Like I said, where it catches you as far as like the university split is that you can't mirror for one later, but the change is guaranteed to get you a university. You know, and any time you're not in debt, it gets you one. And of course, it's changing a crappy card into a university. Now, you can't change an estate into a university. But I don't know. I think it's still has the 5-2. Okay. Yeah, that's a little tougher. It's probably a fair bit worse. I mean, mostly just because he's also a second player. There's quite a bit of tempo cost there. This here is a little bit of a bummer. I wonder if I get. I'm gonna get clean pretty well. I could get another change. It was a bummer I didn't get to throw in like a council room here, but so be it. I don't know tempo wise, council room versus patrol. I'm a little bit cleaner, so if I can do gain and play, there's some definite appeal there. IMO. I don't know if I want a silver or not. I've trashed 5 of these cards. I'm almost thinking I want nothing. Maybe I'll get another foreigner. Excuse me. Moon, gonna draw all of these anyways. How many universities do I have? I kind of think I don't draw this or play. I just stop here with these terminals. I guess Galleria could be nice. Why does Sam have 5 points? And I understand they have two. They gain 2 estates. Where do they gain this? When do they? They displace those, and then wow, that sucks. Okay, I do. There's a limit on this, to be honest, but I don't know if we're gonna hit it anytime soon. I guess I can't. Can't really make a university anymore. I needed to buy copper, actually. There'd probably still be one. Anyway. Do I have a way of getting something cheaper? I mean, I can displace into like a copper or something, which is insane, but can you please mute yourself? Is this the same guy? The same guy. He's done this a million times. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I never have my speakers on. I just can look over and see it. Okay. What can you do to get both the universities? Is there a way? Or do you just want a big commerce? Can you even do a big commerce? I mean, I'm not gonna have $5. I could have $5. There is a bit of a action problem for sure. There's a bit of a I am going to run out of time in this game, which is fine. That can't be right. That can't possibly be right. I could just try and I don't know if there'll be a university left to gain or not. Sam does have some debt and stuff, so I probably shouldn't have done gains with all of those things. I guess I could have bought the copper then, but once I have the potion, it doesn't necessarily make a huge amount of sense. I'd probably be better off. You don't the way the draw is here, you're probably better off not trying to go super commerce. And I probably ought to have already gained a province on that last turn, to be honest. I don't know how the adaptive timer works, but I would certainly have found it very difficult to I wonder if I can pile here and win. I mean, I'm going to run a risk of that being a case soon. Obviously, we could get pretty close. It would have been kind of hard to do it while scoring. I'm a little worried about lowering right now. I'm more worried about this, but that's okay. I probably should have killed the forward or killed one of those things. I don't know. Maybe Sam's gonna try and win here. Sam doesn't have to score, so but it's still pretty hard, I would think. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, not trying to win. Maybe trying to win. Because you could have looked at maybe the estates. Okay. So the curse. I get 2 from the forager. We can't change anything into a forager. We could change something into a duchy for 1 debt. Okay. Oh wait, this is just super easy, isn't it? Forager. Oh, not super easy. What do we have? We do 2 potion to duchy, gold to province. And we have enough money to buy. Yeah. I guess we didn't need that either, but whatever. I don't know. 5-2 is really crappy there. I think it was anyway. I think it's hard to play as second player. If you're first player and you get like decent draws, you could still be in compete on the universities, but also maybe get some use out of the displays. But actually, I'm not sure you're supposed to open displays. I definitely took too many things on that one turn with university. I mean, I took some things I took aggressively just to push the piles because I had such a gain advantage, but it was still probably pretty stupid. Guess this is like ironwork swap mostly. It's kind of odd because you don't have a way. I guess you can use credit to get grand markets. If you want. Pool is probably pretty good, but it's not super obvious to me. It's definitely worth thinking about. We're going the opposite direction on this. I want the maroon in the opening, and then I'll take the ironworks after. Band of Misfits at 5-2 is actually quite good here because band is super good. The rat catcher may be better than the silver. I could fully believe in that idea quite easily. That's a nice draw for me. Do we want the pool? Yeah, probably. It's cute here. You can swap in things like if you want your bands to work, you can just swap in you can like swap a mining village in and then, you know, come back. Is the grand market actually any good? Do you care about doing anything but buying scrying pools? I mean, I guess if it's gonna pile, like there's almost no way the game doesn't just pile, so in that world it's a little hard to think you want the grand market. You don't need the ironworks this early. I don't agree with Sam playing them. I mean, they're good cards. They give you pile control here, but they don't necessarily... It's not necessarily the fastest way to play them. IMO. Let's get thin. We can come back for this crap. Had to gain a silver. Okay. Don't love this for me. Probably should have played my. Well, I don't know. I think we still got to try and. Yeah, that was very lucky, actually. I'm not sure I went about this in the most quickest, best way ever. That was quite the scrying pool. I didn't know that Sam was quite that thin. That is going to hurt, most probably. Sam does have to buy a swap still. And so we'll miss a scrying pool buy, but where are we at? How much did I was pretty lucky here. I mean, I didn't. Well, it was a bad draw. Okay, I wasn't lucky in that sense, but the rat catchers may have paid off in the end. It's not as the estates. Oh. Yeah, okay. Please, God. Okay. Please don't have a scrying pool. Okay. How many stops did I have? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. I still had 5. I've done 2 of them. That was pretty nice. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this will draw the rest of this. Or, I mean, it'll stop when it finds the copper in the reshuffle, but don't believe I can pile yet. I don't want to give a pile out. That would be bad. I don't think that is possible. I don't think Sam has enough spare. I don't think. I guess I could be wrong about that. Well, for sure, if things are becoming maroons, that doesn't seem like an issue. So there was another copper in hand still. So I have 3 stop cards. Yeah. Do I have enough plus action to empty the estates and the mining villages? That would be the ideal thing. I guess the other option is just to do the ironworks and the swaps and the ironworks swaps, mine village, gain a state by a province. Okay. So there's just one other stop card. How much did I have? I had 4 bands. Oh yeah, we had more than enough. Okay. I forgot to do the kingdom view for a couple games. Here's the kingdom view here. I haven't been updating the score at all. Fortunately, the chat does that for you nowadays, so it's not as big a deal. The video still makes sense. I guess this is like Taskmaster torture stuff. You can even open it if you want to be real risky. I think you kind of want a silver. I don't know actually. Obviously the good draws are like wild here, though getting them is not free. Because you do still need to either draw the change or like have enough money to pay off the debt and do the stuff if you're going up to torture. But there's definitely something to be said for getting really lucky and just hitting it. There's also something to be said for being a little disciplined and getting thin. I think. I hope. I don't know. I don't know if you... I don't know. Because like this change where you go into a torture is pretty weak. Where if you're not doing an estate into it, it's not super exciting. I don't know that I really like the... See, like here you can't actually hit the thing again, but I don't know that I really like the that play all that much. The Apothecary, it could be fine. It's like still a good card for sure. This is much better. This thing Sam has done where, you know, you actually have the $5. That's quite a bit better than what's going to happen. I'm also not going to hit an estate again. The Sam just had the money because of the Apothecary. So that made a big difference there. I will... You can kind of take the curses. It's not a huge deal. Fortunately, they... Oh no, they drew the change. That sucks. Okay, well, we're probably in for it at this point. But we're gonna do our very best. I think you take one curse and then discard. You are gonna... Well, you may not take two curses, right? Because they're gonna play the change for one of them. I guess maybe they're not playing the torture at all, unless they're changing into like a silver or something. That feels weird. Surely you're gonna go ahead and play your torture. You have to imagine. You do need a mining road, so Sam could get a mining road this turn and be in a good spot. I think. You don't need... No, you don't have a potion, but whatever you trash. You could trash an Apothecary. Why do I have two? Oh, from a... I have a favor. That seems fine. Are they just gonna buy a thing? Okay. That's fine too, of course. I don't know that the torturing stuff is gonna matter too much. I do have a kind of a nice task map. I could think about tossing here, but I think I want it. Do have a nice higher amount of taskmasters. Sam should probably try and if Sam has the money for it, should probably have tried to change. Oh, you can't. Not that way. Huh, interesting. Well, we'll see. We both have a deck. My turn's gonna really depend on what we find off this first torturer play, but there are things happening. Does super neat. This is the hard thing. Do they have enough money where they can get the 5 and a 3? Like, you probably should trash the student, maybe? I don't know, actually, if you can afford to do that. Trash the apothecary? So, they still won't have another... So they didn't get a 5? Am I reading this correctly? I didn't get to play this Taskmaster, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes. It's just gotta be the torturer. So Sam has no plus action here. But is getting a little bit in now. But is gonna be eating some curses now as well. Which I like. I can't... I guess I could play a couple. Can I buy a Taskmaster here? What is my money? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I had 4 coppers. If I trash 2, I don't know. Like, I could have trashed more. Guess I probably should have. I'm gonna have 7. Isn't ideal. That's okay. I guess I could not... I could not trash the card and pick up another Taskmaster. So it's slightly greedy, for sure. I'm winning, so I think I'm winning. Yeah, let's not be greedy. Though I should have trashed more in that instance. I take it back. You could buy an estate. That's kind of similar. Or you at least get some of the value in. I don't know why. Why do it? Why risk? I'm gonna draw a lot here. We are gonna be done with the cursing, and it's just gonna be about efficiency of build, I suppose, or whatever tempo we have going on right now, coupled to maybe these things running out. But we did kind of make it through the curses without too much issue. I guess I've trashed more of them. May end up with Sam will have three in his deck, probably. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to say gain and play gold and still buy a 5 here. That would be interesting. Have $4 coming in that way. It's not 4, 6. We can pay off the debt. We probably won't have $5 to then buy something, right? So that's gonna have to wait. Or maybe a duplicate trick to do at some point. I mean, we can buy the gold, right? We don't have to change into it necessarily. Or buy a silver or whatever it is. We buy a silver. And we'll be able to deal with the curses. But has to spend a little bit of time doing that. Interesting. Marshland as your 5 is a choice. Certainly. Once the province, okay. This is not a lot of draw. Okay, I mean, there is one more torture. But it's not a huge amount of draw, I will say that. What is gold get? Gold leaves me with 10. But I still have to buy a... five. So we could buy the marshland, though. Why? Nice apothecaries. I have had this kind of nice thing where they've bottom decked a torture that they know is there with the apothecary. Or set it up. I mean, they're not just... I mean, this was blind, but... You know. This is kind of interesting. Like, you should probably have just done a... If you're going to do that. I don't know. It's fine. You could accumulate quite a few plateau shepherd things here. Should be okay. I'm a little worried if they do take the provinces down to 4, if I'm going to be a little bit stuck. But we'll see. Yeah, they're changing this because they have to get a 5. Can't go into the next turn without getting a 5, which is kind of how the other one looked. but you get a silver here if you want. That's an interesting angle. Sort of set up for a pile out. I don't know. I mean, I can double province probably. Sort of a fake pile out. It's also not too hard to be able to draw on that. What would a win look like for me here? I'm not saying it exists. Just to be clear. But if it were to exist hypothetically, what would it look like? You gotta empty either the torture and the estates, which is not possible. Or... yeah, it's not possible. I think we play for another turn. And if we're playing for another turn, it's a little risky to do what I'm about to do. I guess I could leave the... You can buy... I can double province. How many do you need to have? 3 before that does anything? Yikes. I am a bit worried about drawing. That's gonna be a real... I mean, it's a real issue for both of us. Sam has the torture at least, and then the apothecary just smooth away, but... can double province if I want to. Also, I didn't have to buy a marshland, right? It could have been a duchy. You assume... well, we may not. We may never have that many. I mean, I just shouldn't buy marshland unless I think I'm going to have that many VP cards eventually. Otherwise, I'm just being dumb. Either I want the plus buy to use, or I... I think it was not a great turn. Because otherwise, duchy is just, you know, a lot more points. Right? What are the marshlands doing? Well, unless you have to get a lot of green cards before they're more. Now you can use the trick with the plus buy, of course. That's not nothing. And the money. I guess it was cheaper. It was cheaper. It was like $3, but there's that. That's not nothing. I kind of forgot I had done that. Now there's no setup for Sam. So we're just kind of living or dying by whatever we draw, I guess. I don't know if I can true triple. I draw everything. I guess I can't even really draw everything. That's gonna be an issue. So you don't necessarily have to play around SamE kicking off either. You don't want to. I mean, if SamE kicks off, it's trouble anyway. Actually, that's true. Sam just has a bunch of points from those now. If I lower the marshland, Sam doesn't need very much to pile. He already doesn't need all that much to pile. And if Sam kicks off, am I just screwed anyway? Probably. Hopefully it doesn't have double. There are definitely some like medium good turns that win based on me lowering that stuff. Like, it's not... Best bet here is that there's a double province somehow with the change. But this doesn't look too scary. Not that it's gonna be good, but... I don't know if this gets... I don't know. Obviously, I'm going to make it through quite a lot of cards here, or a decent number. I ought to. I guess I could fail to draw stuff. Still. He's got to count, like he's got to count whether Marchland or Duchy Estate, Marchland Estate, or whatever is better. Province is obviously potentially quite scary. I don't know where I am as far as my mind. Hopefully I see enough of my deck, or I just think, oh, it better work or I lose anyway, which is possible. Goes for that one. I don't know where that puts you, but I should stop and check if double just wins. If I have double and if it just wins, I should say. Instead of playing this other torture. 7, 9, 11. So we have double. Right, we get 3. We can also buy a... We have to check. That's so stupid. Where did I start greening? Okay. Province and torture. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would give me to 8. So that would not win. Are there other angles that would allow me to win? I can get up to 9. All the marshlands will go up by points. That would be 5 right there. We would have to change. Let's just draw more cards. This will be easier. There may have been a win in hand before doing that. I really don't know. Unless I miscounted, the straightforward way didn't work. But the thing was that cards was at minimum more money for marchland gain, so it was like hard for it to be not still winning. Like it wasn't like playing the torture was probably going to cost me a win. Not impossible, I guess, but not super likely. Delay and jack with Sauna. Draws on the weaker side, but there's Citadel, which is really good. I'm not. No plus buy, so delay is pretty bad, and Peddler becomes worse, quite a bit worse. But Sauna's still pretty good. Remodel Leprechaun stuff is still pretty good. Sets nothing aside. What the heck? Guess getting to Citadel is pretty important. I need to figure out a way to do that at least once. This should have been a mill, I guess. Who has 3 churches, Sam or me? I don't know what cards are even in our decks. Which is always a bit risky. Yeah, this was the risk of this order. But it's okay. Sets aside the sets aside nothing was so funny to me for some reason. I guess Sam will Citadel here. I mean, must have enough silvers to do that, but Citadel is also I don't know, Sam needs a remodel for sure. And then could be in pretty good shape, honestly. Or maybe better shape than me. Why isn't the royal carriage? That I just simply don't understand. We could church 2 of these things. Guess it's better off just drawing on. That's not true. It is just like strictly worse, right? Yeah, that was a blunder. If you, well, I can still. I mean, it was probably a blunder, but don't delay. It'll work out. I believe it'll work out. How does royal carriage work with that? So, like, you can't use it to get double. It's not like a throne or something. Okay. Fun. 1, 2, 3. So that doesn't get me to. That does not get me to anything in particular. I guess it could get me to another royal carriage if I want. Which is probably pretty good. I don't think Citadel is that big a deal. I don't even know what Sam's trying to do. I don't know why I have a sauna. These are things I don't know, right? You have to get a remodel now, but then you don't necessarily I don't quite get it. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I quite get it because I just don't quite get it. That's just the truth. Um, 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. My deck's kind of cool. I don't think I got there as fast as you can get there. Why did I buy that stupid sauna? But other than that, as an issue, I'm pretty happy with it. Most of the green will be churched away. It should be pretty robust to getting 5, 6 provinces here in the next 2 turns. And so that's gonna be, I'm so confused. I'll probably never be as confused as I am right now ever again in my life. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I like this. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Thank goodness I have that peddler set aside. I don't think I played that bit at the end correctly, just to be clear, as far as the church choices and stuff. But I also kind of don't think it'll matter. I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. Leprechaun's one of the most fun cards ever printed, for sure. It's an absurdly fun card. Bum, 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 bum. I don't have to true double here. Like even if I were to mill and get one here, it would be okay. Alright, Peddler. Call Royal Carriage. Call Royal Carriage. Carriage. Okay. We should probably... One, two, three, four, five. Okay, so we're not gonna get to that right now. But we could lower the provinces to 2 while gaining 1. And like a mill. Or we could not play the church and we could gain a duchy. We probably want to play the church. It would take 2 provinces and 3 duchies, which I think is unlikely, but perhaps not impossible. So if SamE can do it, then I guess more power to him. I'm going to be right back. Did they get a gold with their... Oh. Am I missing something? I don't have a tavern mat. So I don't think... Oh, they do have a tavern. Where is their tavern mat? Alright, well they did it, so... Okay, so a duchy gain would have protected against that, though of course we wouldn't have had the stuff set aside, but quite possibly would have made it anyway. So certainly better to not lose right away. All right, good find for Sam. Leaving 3 provinces doesn't seem good either, though. Sam could have gotten 3 provinces. Very good find though. Blockade's probably pretty good here. This is... The village is an issue. But otherwise, you're kind of looking for quality here. I don't know. This is one where it may be difficult to start off the way you want to. Blockade probably pretty good regardless. We have some treasuries. Don't know. There's some things you can do here, but Earth will take hideout first. I'm a big blockader. If it doesn't pan out here, you can always peril one. What garbage. We whiffed here. I will never stop gaining blockades. I simply refuse. I probably should have got a hideout on this last one, but like I said, we can peril. Well, we may be able to peril if we can afford it. Spell scroll's alright. Unless this bottom card's a Unless this bottom card is a, whatchamacallit, hideout, we aren't going to be able to play our two blockaded things. Which is alright, we can upgrade one of them. But maybe it is a hideout, in which case, hooray for us. We deserve it. Do we want a silver? Or do we just want to go clean into the shuffle? Not add anything. Let's not add anything. Okay. Staff is pretty good. Pretty happy about staff. I am really liking the jacks. I think jacks are pretty good. Good. Do I want a werewolf? Or do I want a treasury? Treasury is a little friendlier to the conspirators. But of course, a little, I mean, obviously we just get to go further now, which is nice. We didn't find the... I actually don't know. This may be fully dudded. Well, not, it won't be full. I mean, it'll have a staff in it, so it's not a huge deal, but... Oh, it did have a hideout. Okay, well, that's fine too. Maybe should have got a jack. I mean, if I'd known it had a hideout, I might have grabbed a jack. Don't know. Sam gonna pile out here? Really not. This is Fun Kingdom too, though. I do probably need another jack of all trades. Do think at some point the curses are kind of a liability here. Unless you have a turn where you full clean them, which is totally possible. May happen right now, even. I wonder if I had conspirator, or if I had done a what do you call it? Wonder if I had done a if it would have worked. If I had, what am I trying to say here even? What do we got? 13. I don't think there was a way for me to pile. Sam may be able to pile on these conspirators here. Again, I don't know if I really have. Okay, I do have the hideouts. I wonder if they feel confident about going for the pile out. Well, you'd have to get, oh yeah, the curse. You'd have to remove the curses too as the issue. They're gonna maybe try it? That's to the upgrades though. So if you don't get around and trash enough of the curses, then it also isn't a pile out yet. Maybe I feel like I'm just missing something here. Okay, so I can empty the curses pretty easily. Okay, I gotta stop here and look at this crap. Not really gonna be able to use those. Oh, wait a minute. Depends on what we draw. And out of state. can get we get 2 states with 2 curses. Oh my gosh. That's neutral. We would have to blow up a duchy. We can pile here. Just doesn't really... Oh my gosh. It really, really depends on what's next. Couple cards. Super, super depends on that. We just buy 2 estates while gaining a duchy. Does that just work? No, because that doesn't pile. I don't know which of these things. We could get a province now. That's a little better. So we do a province. That already gives us 18. Then we have to... Okay. Okay. So it should have been a 6-0, but... should have been 6-0. I guess we can look. I don't know what the bot will do. What our turn might have looked like if we had... Let me put this in first. It was a very nice win find by Sam. You get these game rather. Okay. Well, I need to go back a little bit, I guess. Because I don't think the bot's going to pilot to an end. Well, okay, bot will pilot to an end, but not a win. Okay. I don't know how far back we need to go. We need to find a spot where the bot doesn't end the game. Which may be kind of hard to do. Oh, this is good. This is kind of right where I was. Okay. So if we do this and we take money... I don't think leaving 3 provinces is good. That feels like Sam just does triple and wins. Could be wrong, of course. So we know the bot... Well, the issue is the bot may still end the game here. But I want to know what my threat looks like on a turn. Sam probably can't pass. Okay, the bot can't pilot that turn at all, thankfully. This is still not like... Like if it finds the remodel, obviously that's something. I don't think you have any expectation of using this. You just do like this. then you're going to want to, now there is a consideration. Okay, so we kind of luck out on the way it plays out. So we for sure have a mill on the seed. We know the courtyard's bottom decked, so it's not necessarily critical to use the church the way I did, but obviously if Sam has threat to win, then you have to take the duchy. I don't know if there's some other so this is kind of where I had gone to. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can obviously you can just draw more and try and get to the courtyard. Like you can play this, save the peddler still. Because if you can get to the peddler, then you can do, or get to the courtyard rather, then you can like super mill. Or even double, which is pretty huge. Like if you draw on here, this is probably more persuasive as a line. Like this is obviously way too many points to try and catch. And you probably here don't even have to, well, there's no reason to take peddler because like you'll have a province. If you dud, you'll have a province with your remodel, and otherwise you don't really care all that much. It's like 31 or 32. 32 is obviously not going to be catchable. So I should have just seen more cards. So you don't know that that courtyard is on top. There's some other things you can draw into that wouldn't have been particularly helpful. You know. And then you have a mill here already. Oh, yeah, I think a little sharper, just the counting of the threat. And okay, I'm probably not going to count the threat all that well, but if I'm here, we can look at it a little more closely again. But if I'm here, and I've got 6 cards left, and I can see 3 of them already, right? From the peddler in this. I know I can see 3 of them. Okay, and you probably wouldn't discard the provinces, but that's not really my point. And several of them are cantrips, so like the sauna was in there. You also know you have the sauna by the time you do the royal carriage, right? I got really, what happened was I got really tunnel visioned on Leprechaun this turn and realized I wasn't going to activate it. And then kind of thought, well, that means I need to stop my forward progress. But that was nonsense, of course. So, like, if the sauna or if the courtyard's fully bottom decked, and you even have to do this, you know, and then play a peddler, okay, then that's not so great. But you're still already here. This is a double. This is even a double with like this as an angle, right? There are 2 things. I wasn't appreciating that my mills and peddlers could just get me to a province buy. Okay. And I wasn't appreciating that it was just way more important to see a little more payload and get out a little bit. Like true double province was very, very feasible for my deck a number of different ways. Well, 2 ways. And I did not really play to those outs very well at all. So you do that, it's tough. And then when you get to like this end here, you just have so much power if you just use it. All right. Enough of that. Definitely easy, well, feasible 6-0 for sure, based just on my positions. But we weren't quite able to pull it out, which is unfortunate. And Sam, like I said, had to find a really nice win, so deserved. I didn't really like how he played the early part of the game at all. But I left a window open, and then the half turn was enough. So I'm just repeating myself. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. There'll be more matches coming up.